Now we're live. Yeah, let's bring it. You can't hear the music, I bet.
I can hear it.
Mm,
It's a little virtual insanity. Rich, you a Jamiroquai guy or no?
I like Jamiroquai. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can get down with Jamiroquai.
yeah.
I can
Uh,
roll to Jamiroquai.
Lev, you need to
I think
listen to
that's
that song, especially with your look right now, which you kind of look like you look like a combination of like George Burns and Mickey from Rocky. Um,
And one
and
of the guys from Onyx.
yes,
what would Mickey?
I love it. I love it. Onyx. I should have played Slam. That would have been amazing. Rich, great call. Boys, it's great to be with you.
Good to be with you too. It's
Good to be
I
good
feel
to be here.
hungover. Do you guys feel hungover? Like just sports wise.
I'll just say this. Work is kicking my ass 3 ways till Sunday, and that's all I'm feeling right now. If sorry.
I would agree with that one. I would agree with that one.
I
That,
feel
that
that. I
the
mean, Lev's
hangover or
referring
the
to
work?
No, I mean just I'm tired. I think January is sort of like that anyways. Like by the end of January, you're hoping to get to February, things start to relax and everything. I might be even scheduling a 1 day trip, 2 day trip down to Disney World to see Star Wars, which I'm really geeky about. And I think both of you have already gone, right?
I've
Yeah.
the I've seen the rides. I've done the rides with the kids. Are you
Yeah,
going
that's what I
down
mean.
there just to like get some vitamin D
I think a little
and
bit of both. I think I could use, but I really would like to do the Star Wars thing while I'm still able to stand. And you know what? I think it'll lose its flair in another 20 years. So I really want to see the stormtroopers and enjoy that. And so I'm thinking about doing a Novello. I think it was like $80 round trip. I mean, that's absurd. So
Lev, what? I mean, like when I said the George Burns thing, I didn't really mean it. Like, why you can still stand? Like, you act like you're at the end of days here. I mean, like,
I don't know, man.
come
I don't
on,
know.
man, pick it up.
Pick
Shit,
it up.
this is our
I've been
podcast.
I've been
before the
doing some.
Lord takes my
I,
legs, I'm gonna get
I've
down to Florida.
I've
Right,
been
right.
doing some training with Sean recently, my new trainer. So I've been doing core training the last couple of days. So it's all good. It's all good.
Those glutes feeling tight?
They're feeling tighter,
Yeah,
tighter.
yeah.
Yeah.
You want a
Um,
360? You want to let us see, or
No.
you good right now, or
Yeah.
wait,
let me know.
that'd be. I mean, you want a 360 or you want a 180? Because I mean, both are
A
great options.
180, 180 would probably be about what I could do right now. But
Show us the moon,
yeah,
then. Um,
yeah, yeah.
well, I know, Lev, you got to run to Tai Chi. You're keeping it tight and right back there, and
620. If I can get out of here 618, 620, I'll be right and dandy. So
perfect. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about a couple things tonight. We're gonna keep it moving. This will be a fun show, quick show. Uh, right and tight. Philadelphia Eagles offensive coordinator search and the AJ Brown drama, which is just starting to probably pick up some steam here in the offseason. Let's talk 5 minutes. What you got, boys?
would Charlie Weiss Jr. being the college assistant, obviously, I mean, I was sort of surprised to see his name. I mean, you're the SEC guy. Has he has he coached enough SEC offensive ball there at Ole Miss that he would be someone you'd want as an NFL offensive coordinator? I know it's not. I mean, it's something that's happened in the past, plucking SEC coordinators, putting them right into the NFL.
I want a guy who has a system that's not where Sirianni supersedes his system. That's what worries me because this all we've seen enough of this offense. This offense is dreck. Um, so yeah, I mean he's interesting. I also love taking him from. I love taking Weiss from Lane Kiffin. Um, I don't need to share my feelings with about him anymore. But yeah, I mean those Ole Miss offenses. I mean he like listen. I mean he helped turn those programs around, those offenses. And the thing that I like about taking a top notch, and I would consider him top notch college coordinator, is I think they come with creativity to them that
Mhm.
they want to try stuff in the pros. Now I'm not ready to go all Chip Kelly. Um, but I do. I like what Weiss's stuff doesn't feel as gimmicky as Chip Kelly's did, and so my concern with that would again be when you don't go with an established guy with an established offense. And I know that McDaniel is off; he's going to San Diego, right? And it sounds like Todd Monken's going to join Harbaugh in New York. And I think I heard Dayball is either going to take the Tennessee OC or he's going to take the Bills head coaching job. Um, when you don't get a guy who has a system, I worry that uh that Lori
I'm sorry.
is
What's the woman's name you talked to in the business office at Georgia Furniture Mart?
oh this is fun.
Uh-oh.
I don't Jessica.
Jessica. That's
Hi,
what.
Summer.
Jessica, it is.
Anyway, that's my point. Is that
Hands
I
it
worry
off,
that they're going to
sister.
get their claws into a young guy and try to make their system mesh with Nick Sirianni's system.
Get their claws into it. That sounds like predatory.
Yeah, I'm getting fired up over here, man.
So, can I
Eagles
ask you a
claws?
question?
Come
What?
on.
You're so money with the claws and the teeth. You don't even know it.
Got these big
Um,
fangs, man.
the big fangs. So, what happened to Duce Staley and Eric Bieniemy, who were on everybody's list 2 or 3 years ago? Why are they not even being discussed?
I don't even know where Eric Bieniemy is. That's
He's
the
the
reason
OC
he's.
for the Chiefs.
Oh, really? All right.
Wait, what's he
I,
doing with the Chiefs? He was
I thought.
interviewing for the OC position at the Chiefs. I think he may be in somewhere else.
Well,
I
he
think he's
was with Washington. He was fired with Rivera, and then I thought Nagy was the OC for the Chiefs.
And
Every
why are we not interviewing Cliff Kingsbury?
Well, I mean, I know he had sort of a bad down year, but he had a really good year the year before. So that's an interesting one. Um, I think we do need someone with some independence because obviously it worked the last two OCs we had that got us to successful conclusions. We want to go away from an inexperienced offensive coordinator.
those are
Well,
interesting names, Rich. I do like Kingsbury a bit more than Bieniemy. I heard there's some behind the scenes stuff with Bieniemy. Um, but
and would
Deuce
he
is
run the Andy Reid offense though? Is that?
it's a good question. It's a
But
good question.
but Mahomes runs. He don't
Yeah.
have a lot of designed runs for him, but he runs. He's clearly a better quarterback than Jalen. But
Another
I was just curious, right? Because those guys were all on everybody's list 2, 3 years ago, and
Mhm.
we haven't heard one peep about Deuce or Eric Bieniemy, and they were up for head coaching jobs, but they haven't been
They were.
mentioned in any of the head coaching vacancies either.
Where
So
is Deuce? Where is Deuce these days?
that's a good question. I don't know. I was kind of throwing it out there. It just kind of occurred to me as a curiosity. Like these guys that become, the hot it guy, everybody's interviewing them, and then all of a sudden they fade into obscurity.
Yeah.
I was I was surprised that Dable would get consideration for the head coaching job at Buffalo, based on the fact that I guess it's been three pretty bad years, right?
He's got a face I'd like to punch. I'd like to make that a theme today because I
Punch
know we were
Dable.
texting. There's several people's faces that I would like to punch. Maybe a good segue would be AJ Brown being one of them.
Oof.
Ooh, that's what we call
Wow.
the segue.
Can I throw one name out for OC? Joe Brady. I'd like to consider him. I would be interested in him. I like Kingsbury. Deuce is interesting, Rich. I haven't heard that name at all, and I couldn't even tell you. I remember he was with Detroit, but I don't know where he went
I think he was
after
the
that.
running backs coach with Detroit a couple years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you who I don't want is Zach Robinson, the offensive coordinator for the Falcons, who they interviewed. And some of these guys I'm just not real thrilled about. Bobby Slowick is another one from Houston. He was a hot name, but anyway, let's talk about punching AJ Brown in the face, Rich.
I rooted for him all year, and I do think he whined a little bit. And if it were me and my livelihood depended on it, and I felt like I could help the team, I get it. But when you come up as small as you did in the playoffs after running your mouth and getting the ball, I just don't understand. And then I guess now it's coming out that he asked for a trade like multiple times during the year. Um, he's one of the higher paid receivers in football. At some point, you need to just shut the fuck up and do your job.
I think he's getting 30 million a year. That was the
Yeah,
number.
it's a ridiculous cap hit for the Eagles. So all this, are they going to trade him? Are they going to cut him? They're not going to cut him.
And they're not, more than likely, there's a strong likelihood that unless they get a strong trade package, they're not going to trade him. If he's 30,
even if
30
they
million.
trade him, it's going to cost them like 18 or 20 million in dead cap. Even if they trade him.
Yeah.
So why would the Eagles be incented to trade him other than he's abrasive? And I, again, still think that there's things that are going on in the locker room that we don't know about. And that's frustrating for me. And all this tension between him and Sirianni, and like at some point, I think Lurie's going to have to address it. And I'm not sure whether AJ's the problem or Sirianni's the problem. And I'm starting to wonder if it's both of them.
No, it's more than likely it's both of them. And, isn't it true, though, that winning sort of cures all problems? You're wondering if they have another offensive coordinator that comes in that maybe takes a little bit of the weight off of Sirianni. Could that solve some of the problems? Because it seems like on the defensive side, they all love Fangio. They'll play they'll play their asses off for Fangio. Maybe if they got a strong offensive coordinator in, maybe it would solve some of the problems.
It just seems like there's a lot of personalities, and I can't figure out who's right. I can't figure out who's in charge. They're all kind of saying the right thing to the media and not exposing too much, but I'm starting to think that Nick is part of the problem, and he's doubling down on Patullo. I'm starting to think Jalen's part of the problem. Did you see the interviews where they interviewed him about whether Patullo would be the next offensive coordinator? And he basically said, like, that's not his role. And then, surprise, surprise, he's the OC. So there's something going on in that locker room, and there's some sort of power struggle that we don't know about. Very similar to 2023, but the difference being that the team didn't quit this time. But something's going on that we don't know about, and I'm sick of it. And I don't think that Jeffrey should continue to let it go on. He needs to. He
probably won't. I mean,
fucking skulls.
He's not going to. I mean, there's the history of correcting mistakes. I will give them that after the 2023 season, you have to give them the benefit of the doubt. They went ahead and addressed the problems.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if Sean Desai was the defensive coordinator this year. Because we could have seen a repeat of 2023, and I think they leaned on that defense the back half of the year, and the offense was completely dysfunctional, and whoever's fault it is, if it's I think it's some combination of like Sirianni, AJ, Jalen. I think it's a combination. I think the offensive line wasn't healthy, and when that happens, I think that causes problems everywhere. And the one thing I'll say is, props to Saquon, man, because like that guy, like he ran hard and he didn't have a great year statistically, but from a leadership perspective, I saw him out front, like basically being the spokesperson of this team. And I also think it's a weak move on AJ's part to not talk to the press. I think that's part of it. Look, if you're going to be one of the highest paid receivers in the game, and you have bad games, you can't just show up when like things are good. And I know, like he's frustrated with his, he has to be traded like multiple times, and whether it's like his perspective on, hey, if I'm going to build a Hall of Fame career, I want that gold jacket, and I'm not going to get it with Jalen, or whatever disconnect there could be going on there. Or if he's like, this is my prime time for, my career. But, I, it's interesting because do you guys remember when we got AJ? Do you guys remember there were two reasons why the Titans said they traded him? One was because they didn't want to pay him. But do you remember the second one?
No.
They were worried about his knees. And
Mm.
I just wonder if some of that, because he was not, I don't care what the stats say. Anyone who watched the game, like the three of us watched the games, he didn't have a good year. You know,
No, he didn't.
he quit on balls. He didn't make catches he normally does. Like he wasn't the impactful player. You know, we saw glimpses of that. Um, so I think also, and I think it ladders down to the OC because you're thinking about do you who's going to be like, yeah, okay, I'm going to go into Philly, which is an absolute like landmine of a media market, right? And that's just part of how we are. But you got to work with Sirianni. You got AJ Brown's, you know, antics. And Rich, you alluded to whatever may be happening. I know you have some inside scoop on what may be happening with Jalen in the locker room. And then you also got, I read today that why am I totally blanking on his name? Our offensive line coach. He's amazing.
Stoutland?
What's his name?
Stoutland?
Stout, yeah. That I heard that some OCs may be reluctant because Stout is like he's the run game coordinator, and a lot of OCs want to bring in their own people, and they may have some reluctance about like, hey, I'm walking into the situation. Sirianni's a clown. AJ's a bit of a diva. I don't know what's going on with him, and then I got to take Stout. I can't even bring all my own people. All of a sudden, this job may not be as appealing as on paper you would think it would be because of all these weapons.
Gold standard. For the gold standard.
Bingo. Bingo. Um, Gold standard. Are the Philadelphia Phillies the gold standard?
I would say no. I would say no.
Dombrowski just pisses me off more and more every day.
Ugh.
Every time I see him speak, again, on theme, that is a face that I would pummel. I would love to punch him right in that sour lemon kisser of his and knock his teeth down the back of his throat. Because every time is that violent? Doesn't seem well.
A little bit.
Every time he speaks, I want to punch him in his face. And he's with that sour ass puckered lemon face that he's got. And he opens his mouth and he talks nonsense. He infuriates me. And I saw he got asked the other day that if he was going to be in on Valdez, who's arguably the best pitcher left on the market. He's like, nah, I kind of think we're good where we are. I'm like, are you out of your effing mind? So I know, Ross, you're run it back right now. Your name on here is run it back.
Run it back, yeah.
I do not want to run it back. I think the core group is fine, but if they go into the season with the bullpen that they have and Otto Kemp and Weston Wilson as your first two guys off the bench, you might as well just take your car, drive it into the Delaware River, because that is not going to get it done. I never want to see Weston Wilson again.
He got DFA'd yesterday.
He did. Yeah.
So, Rich, you may be getting your wish. You may be getting your wish.
He might be in Lehigh Valley. I still want to get up to an Iron Pigs. Watch them Iron Pigs go.
I'd rather see the guy in the mascot costume shit inside of it before I go to Lehigh to go watch Weston Wilson play. Give me a break.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm in for a road trip if you want to go watch.
Well, definitely. I love they have like bacon T-shirts, which are really pretty cool.
Does it say bacon it rain?
Well, I like that. Rich is putting in overtime.
Tough week though for the Phillies. I mean, missing out on Tucker and Bo Bichette.
But they were never really in on Tucker though. As far as we know, and the problem I have with Dombrowski is like he is either like has blinders on or he's a liar, which it could be both of these things.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because he's not okay with this club. I think our club has a lot of pitching. It's always the club. And it's horseshit because guess what? He tried to sign Bo Bichette. And if he would have signed Bo Bichette, then he would have had to have found a new catcher. And so all of a sudden we're just supposed to seem like JT, while, it provides value behind the dish to the pitching staff. Again, I don't know who he was bidding against for a 3-year $45 million contract, but it's what's done is done. I just don't see I see Dombrowski as like, well, this is what we've always done. I think it's harder to think about what you haven't done. Like in a way, I appreciate Howie for the way that he sort of, we didn't draft linebackers for a long time, and then we started drafting linebackers, and look at the emphasis, like look how good our linebackers are. Like credit to Howie for kind of being able to pivot. And I feel like Dombrowski is like this old school like general manager who can adapt to like the new times, and he's just like chasing the same like shit that he probably chased in the early part of this decade or the 2000s, and that's not how you run a ball club.
But
Yeah.
baseball's changed a lot. I mean,
Right.
with the finances, and that's sort of one of the reasons why you might have a shutdown in baseball in the next couple of years over the owners wanting to put in a salary cap, which is something that I'm not totally against, or a salary bottom, which is, the idea is that Pittsburgh and these low revenue teams have to spend a certain amount. I think baseball's in trouble, actually, but the Phillies are not one of those teams that are in trouble. They have a good deal with Comcast. I mean, they do have revenue coming in. They're not going to compete with the Mets and the Dodgers, though, for some of these guys.
I mean, they can. They're spending in the top 5 in baseball.
But I don't think they
How
can
they're
do that
spending that
forever.
money, though, is
Yeah.
where I question.
Bingo.
Like, we've got $17 million wrapped up in dipshit Walker. We've got $20 million wrapped up in Castellanos, which they still haven't figured out what they're going to do with him yet. I mean, if they can't trade him and they can't get rid of him, I assume he's on the roster.
Yeah.
What a
Come day
platoon
one.
that'll be.
And Walker now is with Wheeler coming off surgery. We don't know what we're going to get out of him or when. You really need another pitcher, even if you put Painter into the rotation. So Walker's going to be in the rotation to start the year, most likely. I would love to see them not have Walker in the rotation. I still think there are starters out there that are interesting to me that would fit really well on this team. And, in baseball, you can't have enough starters.
No.
There's a couple pitchers out there that I think are interesting. Verlander and Scherzer being 2 of them.
Oh,
Both
they're not.
old,
Verlander and
veterans.
Scherzer not retired, though.
No, 1-year deal. Bring them in.
Yeah.
I'd
Bring
be
him
more
in.
interested in Verlander than Scherzer, but that's just me personally. But I don't know. I just would love to find some creative solution. When Dombrowski acquired Luzardo, like I will give him his credit. Like I thought that was pretty creative. Like we didn't hear about that anything. Like, but I honestly I don't think there's anything going on like under the table. Like what you're gonna bring Alec Bohm back? Like, I mean, we know that we would have had to try to, or we would have had to trade him had we like. I just feel like there's no like, what's the plan? The plan is to just run it back again because you took a swing at Bo Bichette and you couldn't get him, and I think you also like took a swing at one of these Asian ball players and you couldn't get them either. So
I'd like to see Harper go back to the outfield. I don't know if he's open to do that, but he's a decent outfielder.
Who would be your first baseman?
All 3 of us are better than Castellanos.
So who would be your first baseman, though?
Captain Dan from Forrest Gump, or Lieutenant Dan, is a better
Lieutenant
right
Dan.
fielder than Castellanos. Araz is still out there on the free agent market. He's a high average hitter. He's led Major League Baseball in hits the last 2 years. Does he hit for a lot of power? No. Does he strike out often? Also no. Guy struck out like 30 times last year. So he could play first, second, third. He's not going to cost you a ton of money. Bring him in. He can move runners at the top of the lineup. Put Harper back in the outfield. That's a much better situation than having, Weston Wilson and this other dipshit. And we've got Brandon Marsh, who's going to be platooned in left field, but who's going to be the other half of that platoon? And I sure as shit don't want to ever see Johan Rojas in a Phillies uniform again, unless we need a pinch runner. Then yeah, maybe. But we know he can't hit.
He can't hit. No.
Late inning defensive replacement, dude. I take him back there. What about let me run another name by you. What about old Master Bader? Harrison. Any interest in bringing him back on a 2-year, 3-year deal?
None whatsoever.
Really?
None.
I sort
If
of
you
like
look
the
at his,
guy. I like the guy.
he
Rich doesn't like
outperformed.
Jews. Can we just put that out there? Can we just say I do not like Jewish people?
No.
No, I mean Harrison Bader's a Jew, and Garrett Stubbs. He never wanted Garrett Stubbs on the team.
It's
Will
true.
Harrison be playing for Team Israel in the World Baseball Classic? I wonder.
Here's I think we're all like full of piss and vinegar today because I hate the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, it
I'm
sucks.
punching faces. I'm hating on people. Apparently, I'm an anti-Semite.
You don't like my hat, you know?
I think you look like you're an Onyx. I love your hat. No, and here's why on Bader. Bader so far outperformed his statistical averages last year that there's no way he does that again. He played great when he was here. He's totally a vibes guy. Love the vibe. Fit in with the fellas. You know, he was the chief vibes officer in absence of Garrett Stubbs.
Sub one,
But
all the Jews, they look the same, don't they? You just said it. You
we're
just,
all entertainers. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Jesus Christ, man.
The
It's unbelievable.
vibes.
We're gonna
The
get canceled.
vibes, man.
And two of us are
Well,
Jewish.
Look, if
Go ahead, say it. Say it. Put
no,
it
I
out there.
mean we went in on midgets the other week,
We
other
did
week,
go in on midgets.
we did. We
or
did.
little
We
people
did.
as they would prefer to be known. Anyway,
I like
to answer your
midgets.
question, I'm all out on Bader, but I do think that there's outfield solutions that are out there that don't have to be big splashy signings, but Bader's not the guy. If he's your fourth outfielder, I'm okay with that, I guess. But if he's going to platoon with Brandon Marsh, maybe he's a right-handed hitter, right? Bader's right-handed.
Yeah. Is he a switch?
He might be left-handed.
I think.
Regardless, if he's not right-handed, then I don't even want him. With his
I think he's
purple
right-handed.
elbow
Yeah,
guard.
that's what I see. I would love to have him back to platoon with Marsh. And then the other big thing is we're obviously depending on Crawford, right? Like hitting the ground running, and we don't know what that's going to look like exactly. And
Well, in 2 weeks you will, right? Because is it 2 weeks to go, or because the baseball classic is early this year, so pitchers catchers report earlier this year, right?
Bader's right-handed, by the way.
yeah,
Okay. When are pitchers and catchers reporting?
I think it's like right after Valentine's Day.
yeah.
I thought it was early this year, actually. I thought it because of the World Baseball Classic. I thought it was the beginning of February this year.
Is there any chance that Bryce just goes on a tear to show Dombrowski that he is still elite?
You have to hope so.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder about that.
Well,
But
the T-shirt, right? He wants to show Dombrowski who's boss. I mean,
I need that
he
T-shirt.
needs.
The sad thing is I'm not
Yeah.
elite at anything. It's really like Bryce. It's kind of like tongue in cheek, but for me, it would be sadly true.
You are elite. You are elite, man. You
I
are an
love
elite.
the pettiness on Bryce's behalf.
Me too.
Again, you're going to call out your superstar in the media?
Right.
Stupid. Dombrowski.
I completely agree.
Stupid.
Yep.
He's been a really good soldier since he's been here, and he's been a phenomenal player. Injuries aside, he's been a great player. And if for some reason that he, got hit by a bus tomorrow, it was still money well spent. His average annual salary is like $27 million. Like he's a bargain for what he brings to the table.
And you know what he brings? We needed that superstar for
Totally
this
agree with
team.
you.
Just like when they signed Jim Thome, so many years ago, they needed that face of the franchise, and he's your face of the franchise. He sells tickets.
Yeah, I agree with you, Lev. Just like the Eagles became a destination for people, I think the Phillies became a destination for people who they want to play here. Schwarber wanted to play here. He wanted to resign here. So Harper's got everything to do with that. Middleton's got everything to do with that. Dombrowski needs to get on the first bus out of here. We got like 8 minutes left, and to continue our theme of punching faces, I think we all have different thoughts about people that were in the NCAA championship game.
I'm
But
so glad you're bringing it up. I was getting ready to turn to that. Yes.
You,
do you
can I
want to
say,
weigh in on that? Because I got some faces in that group I'd like to punch too.
Lev, go ahead. You start because you have.
you guys had a lot of hate on Mendoza. I was seeing the text chain. I like the kid. I like the kid a lot. I really like him a lot, actually.
He's a doofus.
No, dude.
Yeah, I'm with Rich on this. Like
I actually find the God angle actually genuine, so I sort of doesn't rub me the wrong way at all. But that's just me.
That seemed so prepared.
Well, maybe that's who he is.
listen, he's a hell of a football player. Okay,
Yeah.
a hell of a football player. But his like post game stuff, he says stuff. It's almost like he's like, and then he's like, just through blood, sweat, tears, and hard work is how I got here. And then he'll like stare like for a reaction. Like I'm like, is this guy AI generated? Like he learned his talking points by like watching Rocky. I can't stand like stop trying to be like he's like dying to get like his quotes out there and like just be heard. And there's nothing unique about anything that he says. He's a heck of a ball player. He just needs to tone it down a little bit on the bullshit post game interviews.
It's the combination of the trite sayings and the way he mugs for the camera and grins like an idiot when he gets done saying it. You know, he'll go, we just had to get the blood, sweat, and tears. And I'll go, like,
right.
Punch me right in the face.
Yeah. Well, he's Tom Brady's boy, though. You know, he's going to be like together.
Can we just like that game was insane, right? IU, Miami, like, I mean, gave you everything you wanted in that game. And sure enough, Carson Beck, UGA Carson Beck showed up again. And, you know, it was a sad way to end his 7-year career. But, but you know what? I gotta give him credit though. He balled out. I give him credit. He played his balls off in that game, and he was not the reason they lost by any stretch.
He's not, but he's everything that's wrong with college sports right now.
There's a lot wrong with college sports. The fact that
he's
6 years. How many years was this guy in college?
I think that Lev. I think you actually had 2 balls when he started.
I'm lawless now.
He's been in college. I think I heard 6 or 7 years. He graduated like 2 years ago.
That's ridiculous.
Most people who have been in college as long as I have are called doctors. So I was a professional student at one point in my life, but the fact that somebody asked him like, and he goes, I graduated 2 years ago from Georgia. And he was enrolled in classes this year. He didn't go to one of them. Yeah. He didn't go to any of them. And then clearly, once this semester is over, he's done. He's not going back to school. He thinks he's going to be a professional quarterback, which, from what I've read, is they think he's going to be around 3 to 5. I don't know what you guys think about that, but
maybe he could be a USFL guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that he's got the size, he's got the arm strength, he's got all that stuff. The problem that I think is if he has this propensity to throw interceptions, and what do you think good, like not even a great, but a good NFL DC is going to do to disguise coverages and confuse it? Like, I just think he's going to have a hard time. But watch, I mean, he could go out and be the next, like, Joe Montana for all I know, but I just think the next Tanner McKee. But I mean, who knows? Who knows?
More
Who's the kid from Florida State that was like 27 before he went?
Chris Weinke.
Yeah, Chris Weinke. Maybe he'll be the next Chris Weinke.
That's right.
But that was unusual back
then.
then. That was unusual. Now it's like common for. I was watching college basketball. You got kids that are like 30 that are playing power forward. I mean, so. Yeah, something's got to change. Something's got to change in college sports.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they deserve. It's okay to be paid. I'm okay with that. Coaches can leave anytime they want. Like, I think there's got to be like some proper structure around honoring agreement. Look, like Weiss just. Weiss just took that job at LSU. You think if the Eagles offered him the opportunity to run the offense and maybe that's different because he's jumping to the pros, but I don't know. There's got to be some kind of structure put in place to prevent like all this the crazy like kids are now going transferring and then transferring like a week later to a different school. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, especially quarterbacks, you're going to see them move more often than not. You know, they're going to be like baseball players. You know, you're going to look at the back of their baseball card, except it's going to be NCAA only, and there's going to be 2 or 3 different schools on there.
Yeah. Let's say goodbye to
Lev,
everyone.
Bye,
go break
guys.
some boards, brother.
Take care.
All right, get those glutes in shape.
A lot of faces to be punched. He's got to go to Tai Chi.
Yeah, he's got to get ready for it, man.
I think that's less aggressive. It's more about being, you know, present and zen than it is about snapping necks and cashing checks.
Well said, EPMD. But yeah, I mean, unlike Barry's son, he's teaching him how to be like a trained killer.
100%.
Both the boys, I think, Solomon and why I shouldn't put their names out, and B, S and B, both of them.
I mean, he sent us the video today.
Yeah,
I fully expect he's going to be like punching holes in pumpkins pretty soon. Step Brother style. With the samurai swords and everything.
yeah. I mean, he could be, man. He could. Let me ask you a question. What's your as we're not Final Five, but I gotta ask a question. I was doing this. What's your like least favorite household chore? It could be yard work, anything.
That's a good question.
Yeah,
Do you have one off the top of your head while I
I
grind
do.
on that?
It's leaves, man. I did about 30 something bags of leaves, and I feel like I've talked about this a lot, but I am still sour about the fucking leaves because now I'm thinking about I got to go out for this ice storm and like salt up the driveway and then shovel the ice or whatever, like wait till the ice melts. So yeah, so it was the leaves, but that's for me. What about
I
for you?
outsource that now. Ironically,
You are so 1%.
I outsource that now. And depending on my mood, it could be putting up the Christmas decorations. It's a complete pain in the neck.
You don't sing Christmas songs?
No, I sing like Metallica because I'm in a mood when I'm doing it. No, I'm
Exit. It's time to say bye-bye.
Ross, try not to punch any faces on the way out here.
I may punch my own. Goodbye, 1973. Woo!